What's up guys, Bearded Jeeper here, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of update on what's going on with the Jeep. I got death wobble, we're gonna try to fix it. Now if you've ever had death wobble before, you know it's a kind of terrifying experience, and you just fight to really find what the issue is. I had it so bad the other day that it was really even hard to steer. It would death wobble even at like 30 miles an hour. I barely got it home. I jacked it up, took the tires off. Let me show you what I found. So right over here, sitting on the vise there, is my raised track bar bracket. I cleaned it all up. It was actually welded onto, it bolts through where the stock track bar end goes through right here. And I had issues with it a while back where it was moving on me, shifting a little bit, causing a little bit of wobble. So I had a buddy weld it to the axle. That way it didn't move at all. Well, I don't know if it was from all the wobbling of the death wobble or what caused it. The welds, he was having issues with his welder, so the welds broke free, and I was able to just like tap that off basically. And then this weld right here for the stock bracket, that's actually breaking off. So I got that cleaned off. I got the track bar bracket, the raised one, cleaned off, and I'm gonna clean up this right here. So hopefully we can get it all squared away. And then I couldn't find anyone to weld it for me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and weld it myself. May not be the greatest welder, but I'm just gonna take my time, make sure it's all cleaned up, and make sure it penetrates enough to hold it. And I had to cut out the bolt, and the track bar actually stuck in there. It's seized in the sleeve. So I have a new end. It's coming tomorrow. I'm gonna have to get a ride to work tomorrow. It's Sunday now, but Monday after work I should have a new one of those. I just ordered the new bushing that goes in there, so I just got to pound out this old bushing and put in the new one. And we'll weld up here and make sure it's all secure. Anywhere else, I think it's pretty secure here. Weld that all up, then we'll weld on the bracket, and we'll wait for the new end tomorrow. And hopefully that's gonna fix the death wobble. I don't know if it was maybe had a little bit of play in it before and this was just not holding and that's what caused it, or if it was still my tires that wobbled like crazy. I mean, these ends are new. The track bar ends aren't new, but those have no play. This drag link end is new. The other drag link end is new. So I'm gonna make sure to put a upgraded bolt, bigger bolt through the track bar so there's no play back and forth in it. And we'll see if we can get this squared away. The control arms seem at a pretty decent angle, so I don't really think it's anything to do with those. Those are nice and tight. Could be my tires still, but we'll try to at least get it drivable again here soon. Hey guys, this is day 2 fixing my Jeep. Well, technically day 3, but I didn't get anything done yesterday. Let me show you why. Part of the reason I didn't get anything done yesterday is it snowed. I was busy snow blowing, and then I have my dad's welder here. It's this tiny little Craftsman wire feed welder. It doesn't have a whole lot of juice to it. Well, every time I try to weld where the wire goes in and the liner here, this screw doesn't hold the liner down enough, and eventually it gets caught and then it bird nests in here and I have to take it all apart and do it over and over again. So I was frustrated with that. So what I ended up doing is snow blowing and going to Home Depot. I got a welder actually, that's not this welder, a different welder. And I was going to try to use it, but I need the adapter plug because I don't have 220 out here. So I need the adapter plug to get from 110 or from 220 to 110. And I couldn't seem to find one anywhere last night. I went to Home Depot, Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight, like no one has it around. Runnings, nobody has it. So I ordered one off Amazon. It was like $10 or something, and it's gonna arrive Thursday, so I can finally get welding that back together. But I did end up getting the track bar off, so you guys can see a little bit better. I got a new bushing to replace this one because this inner sleeve here, the bolt seized in it, and I couldn't seem to get it out. So we're gonna hopefully today, while I'm waiting on the stuff to weld my axle back together, we're gonna press the new bushing in while we're waiting on the parts so I can weld the bracket back together, back on the axle. Let me give you a quick show of what we did to the axle here. I don't know what you can see. There we go. So that's my crappy weld right there. It's not the greatest. I want to kind of clean it up, and I was going to try to weld a little bit more on this top part, but the welder kept acting up, and see, it kept shooting out too much wire, and then it would stick, and it just wasn't working well. So I got to weld up that bottom better as well, and the side. There's a big gap there. You can see the right in here, that big crack. So I gotta clamp it together, weld it, and I may not be the best welder, but I'm gonna make sure it holds. I'm gonna put tons of heat towards it, and it'll be better than nothing. It's what I gotta do to get it back on the road. This is my daily driver, so one way to learn how to weld is practice. This bracket all cleaned up, so I'll be able to weld it onto the axle. It actually bolts through the stock bracket right here on the bottom, and these two side little bolts, and there's spacers in the middle so it doesn't crush in. So I'll bolt it on here. This is where your track bar goes, and then I'm gonna weld all along the sides and all over here. I'm just gonna do as good a job, take my time, weld it as best I can. Mount the track bar here. I got a new bigger diameter bolt. So it's like this one that I replaced on the one side. So that way it'll be nice and snug. And I don't know if the tires or whatever else was wrong caused Death Wobble enough to start cracking that bracket, and the stock bracket cracked and caused the other bracket to crack, or what happened there. I'm not sure if that happened or if that was cracked first and then that caused the wobble and it caused it to crack more. I'm not really sure, but this can't hurt fixing it, so we'll see what happens. So this is the new bushing end, packed by Thomas at Synergy. So I don't know if Thomas still works there, but on my birthday last year, actually, January 18th, 2018, he packaged this, so it's been sitting around a while. This is gonna go in here. Yeah, looks like it's the right size. So I don't really have any heat source right now. I might have to get heat, but what I'm gonna try to do, I think, is put it in the vise here and get like a socket or something and try to press it out that way, and we'll see what happens. sit you guys there so you can see and I can use both hands. All right, so I gotta put this in here. I'm gonna need some kind of socket on one side to push out and then another one that'll catch it on the other side. So I gotta find some sockets. Okay, this is cold. I think we're getting some. All right, it's at least holding it now. PB blast. Lube it up. I feel like that's almost aligned, but it's going in better. That's slick. Probably not the best. So I was using the ball joint press to get this out, and you may say, why didn't you use that from the beginning? Well, I had a couple of threads screwed up on this, but I just forced it in with the impact and it seemed to help out. I didn't use a cup on this side, being dumb, and now this is stuck. That's the bushing part of it. So I gotta try to rip this out so I can get this part back so I can put something on here to push it out. Well, sort of. So this part of the bushing is stuck on the end of my ball joint press. But now all I have to do is get out that inner sleeve here. I should be able to pound that out with a screwdriver, I'm thinking. And then we could put the new one in. So I lied, it's not as easy as it looks. This metal sleeve in here, see, it's just barely, I'm starting to try to pound it through. That is this metal sleeve here, I believe. So we're on day 3 now. It's been a few days. It's gotten cold. I've been working late. I haven't had a time to work on the Jeep, but now I got the new welder here. Let me show you what we got going on. The new Yes welder. They were nice enough to send me out one of their welders. So I'm gonna try that out and see how it works, see if we can get the bracket welded back on. Then I just gotta get the bushing pressed in and hopefully no more death wobble. What's up, guys? It's day 4 now of trying to get my Jeep back on the road, and still snowy and cold out. It started out as like 0 degrees this morning, so I've let it warm up a little bit. Let me show you what I got done last night. All right, so last night my buddy Matt came over. You know Matt, he has the lifted Blazer. If you've seen the video we did on that, a live stream, but we took this old bushing off because I was still having trouble getting the rest of, or we took the old end off because I was having trouble getting the old bushing out. And I actually found my old Heim joint end that came on it, and I thought it was seized up, but we ended up putting some transmission fluid on it and freed it all up. Seems to be working really well, moving well. So we got brand new bolts top and bottom for the track bar on this end as well as the other end, so that should hold that nice and tight. I made sure I got this all welded in, and that's solid in there. It doesn't seem like it's moving at all. May have to adjust the track bar a little bit today, just because I had to decrease the size a little bit, shorten it up to get it to push back into the bracket here. So I'll have to see once I get all the tires on and everything, but it's looking like we're at least going to be able to drive it today. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure all these bolts are torqued to spec. I believe it's 125 foot-pounds. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the wheels and tires back on and back it out of here and take it for a test drive. Also got to throw some paint on here because that'll rust quick with all the salt we have on the roads right now. So I'm gonna get that done, and we'll see how it turns out. Just wanted to show you guys real quick too. Some of my welds turned out halfway decent with this new welder. It's from Yes Welder. They sent it out to me. It's both 110 and 220, gas or gasless, multi-process welder. So I was just using flux core, but you can see I welded on the inside here where the stock bracket actually meets up with the this aftermarket raised bracket, and by this discoloration I believe that means, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that means I got good penetration into the other metal here. I'm still kind of learning this whole welding thing, but it had to get done. Let me show you. See this weld back here, right here. Can't see. Yeah, so this weld here actually I think turned out halfway decent. I ground it down. Some of these other welds I couldn't get to very well with the gun, and I kept messing with the settings and stuff, so those didn't turn out as well. Nice and tight on there. I've tried moving it and it's not going anywhere, so hopefully that will fix any issues I had if that was my issue with Death Wobble. All right, there she is, sitting on all four tires, backed out of the garage. Garage is empty. I'm gonna take it for a test drive and see how it does, see if it shimmies or shakes, and I'll let you guys know. All right, so I just got done with the test drive and this thing drives amazing now. Any little bump, I don't like, it cycles the suspension like it should. I don't go into Death Wobble, it's amazing. I still have a very tiny shimmy around 45 or so, but I can definitely tell now that it's the wheel. It's a whole different feel. I don't feel it in the steering wheel as much. I feel it more like in the front end. So I can definitely tell it's the wheel. The rims have a few dents and dings in them, so I'm not surprised. At some point I might take them to get rebalanced, but I'm just happy to be able to drive my Jeep again and not have to worry about hitting a little bump and having Death Wobble. So a few great things I learned in this whole experience is to kind of trust your own gut and intuition. I know a lot of people out there on the internet give information out, and you should trust that, but you should also kind of know what you feel in your own vehicle and try out things. And it's a process of elimination. It gets frustrating at times, but I'm really glad I have it fixed now. And I was going to have someone else weld it. No one was available, so I just welded it myself. I took my time, put as strong a welds in as I could, and it seems to be holding up so far. And I'm really impressed, and not only impressed with myself, but just impressed overall. I think it turned out really well, and now I'm just kind of rambling on. But huge thanks to Matt for coming over and giving me a hand last night. I don't think I would have been as far along. I would have still been trying to push that bushing out, That Heim joint end seems to be doing really well, so I'll just keep that lubed up, make sure that is moving freely, and I don't see any problems with that so far. I guess that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, stay bearded, stay cheapin'. I'm out.